Hi, this is Anna Salas from Tech Talk Cooperative. It's day 3 of our brown bag launch and our tech empowerment party, and today I'm going to talk to you about VIP coaching. So one of the reasons that I wanted to get into tech coaching is because of my own background. I have had a very wonderful and interesting life. Many years ago now. It seems impossible that it's almost 25 years ago. But in 1991, I organized a volunteer project for myself. And after conducting a series of healing workshops, I had the funding to take myself to Moscow, Russia, where I coordinated with some doctors, and I worked in the Sklifosovsky Burn Center in Moscow. It's the premier burn center in the country. And at that time, it was the Soviet Union, but it was the only place where I could go and have access to patients to try energy healing and see if it really made a difference in terms of physical tissue. And that was important to me. I wanted results. So I got myself over to Moscow in November of 1991. I got access to burn patients at the Sklifosovsky Center and also at the Moscow Institute of Diagnosis and Surgery, where I worked with children who had cancer. So I had a wonderful time. I spent 6 weeks there the first time, and created a video documentary of that adventure and the wonderful results. And it turned out that yes, indeed, the healing work that I was engaging in and that I was teaching to other healers in 1991 in my training program did make a difference. They're wonderful stories, and I'm not going to take the time now to tell you those stories, but I would love to share them with you at some point. And I'm probably going to get that video transitioned into a DVD maybe in the next couple of months, and then you can just watch it and judge it for yourself. But the results were wonderful. In some cases, they were amazing. And I went and I did that 3 consecutive years in a row. And in the 3rd year, I took other American hands-on healers with me, and we created an internship program for Russian healers who had very different methodologies, and it was wonderful working with them. And I also had organized and was part of organizing a healers conference in Moscow for 2 years after the first year. And in the first year of our conference, people came from all over the place, and I had 2 women who came from Yakutia, and they were part of the reindeer tribe, and they were healers, and they were so kind, and they made me a member of their tribe, and I still have that wonderful little necklace that's carved from reindeer antler. And they invited me to come with them back to Yakutia and to ride around with them in their reindeer sleigh as they went from yurt village to yurt village, doing their shamanic and cultural traditional healing. So I've had a ball. Now, that kind of a life, there's more, there's a whole lot more. That kind of life adventure is a combination of creative spark, clear desire, and so carrying on where I left, I was sharing with you about my adventures abroad and the fact that I've been very fortunate in living a life that has a great deal of wonderful, positive, and creative manifestation. I've also had a life of unconscious manifestation, as most of us experience in the course of a lifetime. And I'm at that point now where conscious manifestation is pulling ahead of all of the pain and suffering and destruction that is a result of my unconscious creations along the way. And I have not had some of the most devastating kinds of suffering and devastation, but I've had my share. So I want to be really clear that I can speak to you from an emotionally vulnerable place as well, as a woman who has been able to manifest so much of her heart's desires, and who has, in my earlier days, made mash-ups and crash-ups and wondering how I would wake up in the middle of scenarios and situations and just say, like, how in the world did I get here? So one of the things that I wanted to share with you about VIP coaching is how important it is to have support when you're blazing a new trail, when you're on a new and very steep learning curve, or if you're on a learning curve that's not so steep. Some people take their time. I like to move through life at Mach speed in a Ferrari. That's my energy. But other people move along at different pace. But you still need support. Well, I have to say that today was such an example of why VIP coaching matters. In the last 3 days, haven't had anybody to call or anyone to coach me through the challenges that I've been facing. I've had to self-coach again. And I was thinking today, wow, wouldn't it have been great along this process of figuring all this out to have had one person I could call and say, you know, I'm a little stuck here. What would be your workaround for this? Not happened. The mastermind conversations that I've had with people have ended up with the people that I've spoken to walking away with my ideas without even so much as a thank you. So I am really exploring what would it be like to create a community where we could come in knowing that we were safe, knowing that our ideas would be respected and held in confidence and honored, so that we don't assume that there's nothing new under the sun and anything that happens on the internet is not original. Interesting thought there. Not a surprising thought from a country that's based on theft from the very beginning. So if you're going to be someone who would want to be in my coaching community, we are looking at the 5 C's of coaching, the diamond model, which is clarity of purpose, consciousness, and that's you having decided that being a conscious co-creator in your life is your path at this point. That communication, the communication that you engage in, has the elements of clarity and consciousness within it. That you are willing and open to discovering how the non-personal and at the same time extremely personal energy of the creative spark can be your partner in whatever it is that you are wanting to manifest at this point in your life. And when we have clarity and consciousness and communication, and we move into creativity, it's a very high order of energy, or can be. It can also be a mashup if it's done unconsciously. And we bring that into collaboration. Then we're moving into leading together. And that brings us to what I call the co-creative platform, where we are operating from very primary fundamentals, which have evolved away from focusing on competition. So much of our society is competitive in an unhealthy way. So there's a whole other system of coaching around that, and I'm not doing that anymore. But I will say, with my life coaching experience, if that shows up in our work together, I might tap you on the shoulder and say, have you noticed this? What do you think about that? You know, do you have enough time where you can maybe take that into a visualization exercise or a meditation and see what you may be creating unconsciously that you have an opportunity to clear up right now before it shows up in your business, before it shows up in whatever you're doing, and it changes what you're creating into something that you're not quite sure what it is or why you're getting what you're getting. So I have to say, I'm kind of, as always, because I am an artist at heart, I'm not thrilled with surprises, but when they come, I am really great at making lemonade out of lemons. That's one of my most well-developed skills. And I make really good lemonade. It's not just your run-of-the-mill lemonade. When life hands me a bag of lemons, boy, I'll tell you, I'll come out with a lemonade that you'll just want to share, bottle, sell, because that's part of who I am. So VIP coaching has its place. It's an important part of your work when you're developing an online presence. And if you want to take care of yourself in that way, and you want to invest in what you're doing in that way, then I am happy to be on your team and someone who can coach you through some crunches. Like I said, I wish I had someone I could have called these last 2 days. I've had to figure this all out myself. And I believe that I've done fairly well, and it is experience, and it is experience that you will benefit from if you come into a VIP coaching program with me. So I am going to go and check and see what we ended up with on the webinar jam, because I logged into another computer and opened up the jam. And we were tooling along fairly well. It was not the best quality, and there was a lot of buffering going on. And then we got to the point where I was demoing and showing a video from YouTube about VIP coaching. And then I thought, well, I'm going to try this little experiment. Things are going so well, I'm going to try opening up Webinar Jam. And when I went to open up that application, everything crashed. So, to be continued. And I'm not giving up on that resource. I will make lemonade using that resource, but I really am curious as to best practices for using Webinar Jam, other than having a completely separate studio with everything plugged in and you're running your own servers. Honestly, that may be the solution. In which case, I'd like to know that now so that I can have conversations about that with my clients when I'm recommending spending money on resources that you hope you're going to be able to use and share. And then I'm particularly interested in sharing in Tech Talk Cooperative. Well, I will say that my experience with Real Time Board has been stellar. They are really, in a way, a silent partner in my business, because that resource has just been so wonderful to use and exciting to use for someone who has an artistic bent and really enjoys visual. And I'm a right brain learner. I do all right on the left brain side, but the right brain side is my more developed side still, not by much, but still. So I want to thank you for being on this sort of great experimental journey with me. And people who know me know that I'm not afraid to crash and burn to try new things. And I call that failing forward. And you learn a lot that way, you grow, you discover what you're really made of, as well as you discover what you're made of when you succeed. So thanks again for your time and your energy, and we are going to continue with the perks of the launch. This is the third day, and so our presentation portion of this is now moving into a replay cycle, but we will be working with you and hoping we hear from you and having special offers for you right through April 30th. And now that I'm done with the presentation part, I can go behind the scenes again and really focus on strengthening our new affiliate program and working with our new affiliates, and strengthening joint ventures. And it's exciting. If you have a wonderful product or program that you might like to feature in the Tech Talk Cooperative platform, be sure to get in touch with me. I would love to hear from you. And I will iterate again that I am particularly looking forward to joint ventures with the Hispanic and Latino community and other what we would think of as immigrants. My own genealogy is quite diverse, and I am looking forward to seeing more of that online. I'm not seeing the kind of diversity that I'm used to reflected when it comes to online profiles, and certainly when it comes to internet marketing. So I hope to be part of changing that as well. So reach out, get in touch, and I look forward to coaching you, working with you, having more tech empowerment parties, and being really excited about how you grow, how you get your tech on, and how that changes your life. So coming out of the recession, need to beef up your retirement again, got an expertise that you know is valuable and you're ready to share, then it's time to think about how you're going to do that. And I will say, if you're in Philadelphia, I am now, my other partner in this is the Philadelphia Public Library System. And I have a presentation coming up on April 30th at the Oak Lane branch, Philadelphia. That's a Wednesday night. And then I have an event scheduled out into June with the Coleman branch of the Philadelphia Library. And if you check that out, I will be sure to have that information up on my website and on the Tech Talk Cafe Facebook page. And we'll be sure to let you know that, because if you're in the Philadelphia area or in New Jersey, or I know there's some people who are not too far away from me in Philadelphia that I would really like to connect with while the weather's good. Okay, I am going to go out now and enjoy, it's a gorgeous day here in Philadelphia. I've been working really hard. I'm going to go out and enjoy some of the beauty of the natural world and the real world. It's one of my favorite things. Okay, bye for now. Take care. Hey, Anais Salas here from Tech Talk Cooperative. Thanks for stopping by and taking a look at our information. Today on our brown bag launch, this is the third day, and I'm going to be highlighting our VIP tech coaching. And I wanted to take the time to show you some of what is involved when you make the commitment to take yourself to the next place of scaling up your business, when you're project ready. So our VIP tech coaching really is the thing to get you to go mode. You want to know that you're going to have private coaching. You have a call each week to go through the particulars of your process or project. And when people come into the VIP program, whether they come to the one-day VIP treat and they do our tech coaching program, you have a clear idea of what your product or project is. You know who you're talking to, you know who your ideal clients are, and you know who your niche marketing people are. Now I'm going to give you an example. I'm working with a client who very shortly will be launching a quit smoking program. She is a hypnotherapist, and her name is Patricia Lukac, and the name of her program is Butt Out. And I'm working behind the scenes to help Patricia launch this in May. We've been working together for 3 months, getting all the pieces together. Patricia's been writing her ebook, she's been generating her audio files, she's been constructing the way in which she wants to deliver her content. And on the back end, I've been guiding her into some of the options that she might have, looking at her ebook, designing her ebook cover for her, and helping her get her technical pieces together. We're at the point now where it's time for her to start her CRM, and we are going to work with Constant Contact to get her email set up and her autoresponder set up. And there are lots of behind the scenes details. Now, Patricia hired me as a project manager for her program project, and she came to me cold. We had a lot of back and forth in the beginning just around the language of technology, because she is really new to this. And I'm going to say, Patricia, you're really amazing, because you dove in with both feet when we weren't on the same page and when you were coming to so much of this from a place of not knowing very much. Knowing that email was necessary, knowing that landing pages was necessary, knowing that a website was necessary, but not understanding how it all worked together. So when we do the private coaching, you get my an hour a week, either on Skype or on the phone or some other way that we figure out to communicate, unless you happen to be in Philadelphia. You get the information you need. You have control over your project in the sense that you're understanding all of your process relationships, and then you decide what you want to do and what you're going to have someone else do for you. In this instance, I'm helping Patricia with a lot of the backstory, and she went to a professional to get her audio files generated because that's a really important piece of her program. But she herself had a very clear image of what she wanted to create, why she wanted to create it, who she was creating it for, and how she was going to bring it to the people that she knows have a really huge problem to solve, which is how to successfully quit smoking. So as you can see here, we do the private coaching, we do learn by doing, we also will help you brand your business, and we really are set up to work with right brain learners. A lot of the people who I find are a natural fit for me are people who have attention deficit issues. Certainly I'm working with a lot of people who have learned how to compensate for being dyslexic, which means they're high-end right brain learners. They think holographically, they think in images and pictures, and in wholes. They don't do well with linear step-by-step progressions. And so one of the things that happens in our coaching, in both of our boot camp and our VIP program, is that your modules that you work on, you're self-paced, you start when you want to, you finish when you want to. My goal is to get you project ready in about 3 months. So I'm looking at taking you through the first 8 weeks of your boot camp, and then adding another 3 months to your coaching time to get you to project ready point. So this is an example of one of the resources that I just adore, and we use Real-Time Board to deliver our content. It is not delivered in boxes. It's delivered in an interactive learning board, which I will show you as part of this presentation in just a moment. But here you can see, this is our sales page, and we're looking at what's included in your coaching. We have lots of how-to videos. The people that I'm working with, as I said, it's kind of a running joke. You know, you may have a PhD in microbiology, but you don't know how to set up your email autoresponder because it's a new experience. It doesn't make sense necessarily when you read about it if you're a right brain person. And it's so very helpful to have someone show you how, talk you through it, take you by the hand, give you a visual to look at, and then know you can make a Skype call and say, okay, let's go into my email account, let's do a screen share, show me where I need to move my cursor around and the connections in my email CRM because I'm up on a deadline and I really need to understand this week. That's your coaching call. And that will be one of the topics of the mastermind group. That's a follow-up to the coaching program if you elect to do that. So this is an example of a how-to video. I think Evernote is a really important resource for people. And then this is a short video on how I deliver content in modules within our coaching program. Now, when you sign up for the VIP, you're getting everything from the starter core training through, when you finish that, into the boot camp, and then you're ready, you're project ready by that point, and then I can take you through getting your program or project up and running. And you're part of that, and you're making decisions, and you're deciding what you want to do yourself and what you want to hire out to have done. So this is a little bit about how our material is organized and what I'm breaking up into 3 semesters. In the first semester, you're looking at your tech essentials overview. We're having conversations about your domain name and hosting and whether or not you need a website and whether you need a website developer and how your website will work for you. Then we move on to CRM, getting your emails set up, pre-writing them, putting your templates in, getting your branding going, and setting up your autoresponder. In week 4, we focus on what kind of content are you going to be creating. There's a 1,000 different ways of doing that. What are your options? What is your program offer? Who are you offering it to? Those choices will come out of your offer and your niche marketing will sort of determine the way that you create and deliver your content. Then we look at how do you optimize once you have an online presence, how do you optimize it? How much are you going to invest in advertising, if any? Are you clear that social media is not really monetizable? You're going to get maybe a 5% conversion on sales of whatever your program or product is when you focus on Facebook, when you focus on Twitter, even when you focused on Pinterest. So what's your marketing plan going to consist of? Because you can't just rely on social media to build your business. That's not going to work. The combination of some form of website, landing page, autoresponder email, and perhaps a newsletter, depending on your business, may be a winning combination for you that's going to bring income in quickly. Then for me, social media is icing on the cake. So we set that all up at the end. And that's your second semester. Let's look at social media and how are you going to bring in podcasting, teleseminars, webinars, webinar jam, hangouts, desktop video, and video conferencing into bringing your process out to the world and presenting it to your marketplace. And then the third semester, we look at other back-end pieces that will scale up your business, affiliate programs, working out a joint venture platform. Who are you going to use for your e-commerce portal? Do you want to get involved with press releases and their blog directories? What's your advertising going to be? Oh, there's a typo. I'm going to have to fix that. And then we look at your branding. So in addition to that coaching, you have the option after you're finished with the program to continue with monthly mastermind calls. You do get 6 months free of Tech Talk cooperative membership at the highest level, which is the VIP level. And you have done for you options with us if you want to continue and have us do some of your back-end virtual assistant work, which we have a team ready, willing, and able to do that for you. So here's a list of what's involved. I don't want to go too fast, but I also don't want to go too slow because I know that we already have people who are about to emulate what I'm doing. When I started this 6 months ago, the only other person who was doing training in this way was Nicola Bird, and she's got a fabulous setup with Jigsaw Box. If you're someone that's a left brain learner, Jigsaw Box is a wonderful resource. Not so much if you're right-brained. So a little bit of social information, and when can you start? You can start now. And I'm beginning my next VIP coaching cycle on May 7th. But today is the day in the webinar where you get to get more information. You get to listen to me talk about some more examples. But I wanted you to see what you're looking at here in terms of what's available for you. So our special our special project launch is 847, and you're getting 3 programs in one plus lots of bonuses, but only if you buy during the event. Okay, so we're going to give you some more information in just a minute. So that's a quick overview for you, and I'm going to be talking more about the depth and breadth and why the VIP coaching is important. And I will say that moving forward and scaling up my business and taking on now offering a VIP, what I'm calling Diamond Coaching, has been very, very empowering. And so today is another tech empowerment party on our webinar jam, and I look forward to having you drop in. And we are going to generate the jam, and we're going to generate a replay because we've had so much difficulty with Hangouts that I'm doing a workaround. And so this is how we're going to offer information through the jam today. Here's my information at the bottom. You can reach me at coach@techtalkcoop.com, and that is the best way to get in touch with me. So let's carry on, and we're going to go into the next segment of why VIP coaching may be just right for you. We use our real-time board resource for our VIP clients. Now, this is one of our planning boards that will help a client figure out all the aspects of your content planning. So here we have some tabs running down here, from blogging your website, article marketing, podcast and programming, video. And down at the bottom, we're looking at what are your clients' expectations, what's the experience going to be for your user, what possible experiences of satisfaction, dissatisfaction do you want to think about ahead of time. Then there's your content evaluation, your customer relations management system is part of that, your social media is part of that, word of mouth, and you have a frame around which to plan many pieces of your content. And this is just one board. You can go many boards deep. You can go generate specific team boards. Here we're looking at the timeline, who's on your team, and your deadlines. And one of the things that I really enjoy about real-time board is that it is so visual. So if you are working with clients who want to do vision boards, this is a great resource for anybody who's doing coaching. And the way that this board works is that you can add things to the board using these little items on the dashboard down here. So I'm going to take you to another board, but I wanted to give you a sense of how you can work through all your planning phases, and this is really helpful if you have multiple teams working on your project. I'm going to show you another board that we've used. And what I like about real-time board is that you're able to sync it with your Google, you're able to download, upload, and you're going to get a view here of the kind of planning board that I shared with my project partner when we were figuring out how we were going to make our launch happen. So we have on the board, we have the opportunity to post videos that we're going to use in our landing pages and our web pages. And here we have little questions, suggestions, bubbles. Let's see what this question is. Putting together bonus package and affiliate links and correct tracking. We wanted to make sure we had those issues covered. And what was our yes process if people said yes, and who we'd like to work with, and all the things that could happen. Links not working, affiliate links not working, the cart crashes, and you want to think about all your screw ups ahead of time when you're planning something so you can compensate for the vagaries of life, as it were. So this just gives you a sense of one layer of our planning process, and when we're working with our VIP clients, we develop your planning board with you and then empower you to use it to create what you want to create. So for instance, here we can look at, what did we want to bring to the project. And if I can grab my little hand, we'll bring this over so you can see it, and then I'll zoom in a little bit and grab my little hand and bring it in again. And you can see that we were looking at, well, what things do we need to have complete for this project? We were going to do an ebook and a free report and get all our swipe email generated. So this is the area where we pinned up some of our video, and we looked at all the things that we were wanting to include in our thinking process here. All right, so I'm going to take you to another board. And this is our social media planning board. Now this is a pretty large board, and you can see that I am helping people think about the process tracking. Let me see if I can grab this and move this over a little bit. So, you know, who's on your team, how your team is working and interacting with various social media, and what's your connection and your conversion to your ideal customers and clients. And we've loaded this board full of video and articles and information, so as our VIP coaching clients are moving through their process, they can go back to check this, go over this, connect this to their own planning boards, and develop their social media campaigns using this resource with our assistance. So this is just a little bit of what we're doing, and we have multiple boards, and then we generate unique boards with you and sometimes for you when you're one of our VIP clients. So this, you'll see we have information loading. I've got this absolutely chock full of all kinds of resources for folks who are working with us in our coaching programs. And then I want to go to let's see, what's another good board for someone to look at here? Oh, let's look at our launch calendar board. So this is actually the board that my project partner Deb Badia and I generated to work out all of our processes for how we wanted to run our launch and what our planning. So you can see that this is pretty dynamic, and you can add people to your board, you can add specific people to your board. You have a library where you can sync with your Google Drive. And it's just a wonderful resource because getting everybody on the same page is really easy. And one of the features that I really like is that when I'm doing my VIP coaching, I can set up a video chat with my clients, and we can chat together. I'm on Chrome, and this actually works better in Firefox, so I don't know that we're going to get to see that. But there is a video chat function here, and I'm not going to jump onto another browser to show you that, but it's here and it works. And there's also a chat board that is part of this process, and you can generate presentations from here. It's all really a very exciting it's just a lot of fun. And there are so many ways to use it. It's incredibly creative, and I use it a lot. I would say I'm in and out of it for myself a couple of times a week. Here's where we can do some chatting if we need to connect with people who are not necessarily video chat enabled. Okay, so that's it for showing you some of the greater depth of what's available in how we deliver our coaching content with our VIP clients and with our other clients and members who are working with us within the Tech Talk Cooperative frame. I wanted to come back around to talk about what we've been doing over the last 3 days of the launch. And I wanted to show you that when you purchase your product, we are set up to deliver our programs to you from our own website. And this is our 5 tech essentials. And once you've purchased that through one shopping cart, then you're redirected to this page to download both your mind map, which you're going to need, and to also download your program. So this is a pretty painless process, and you're able to get in touch with us. And then I wanted to share with you that in our one shopping cart, which is a very safe place for you to go in and use your credit card and place your order, we have our VIP Tech Coaching early bird price. Now we're offering this price of $847. We're talking about 20 weeks of training for $847, and it includes weekly coaching calls, and then it also sets you up for the mastermind option if you want to do that later on. And we also will be offering VIP day in the fall, and that will fill up, and we would love to have you have transitioned through this training so that when we do our VIP day in the fall and you really want to dive into, okay, let's just make sure everything that I need to do launch is go and green and everybody's in place and we know what's going to happen. That's part of the fun. I mean, I did theater, and I was out in front of the camera, in front of the spotlight, especially when I was doing stand-up out there all by myself. But I've also been a stage manager, and it is terrific fun to bring all the pieces together and know that opening night you raise the curtain and everybody is prepared and we know what we're doing, and the show goes on, and it goes on well, and you just have a terrific time, and the audience loves every minute of it. So this is where you're going to go, and I'm going to take you, you just go to Tech Talk Cooperative on our one shopping cart. You can search for us there, and then I'm going to also double back to our sales page, and when you log into our sales page on our website, you'll also be given an add the cart button that will take you right to this item to purchase. And back at our sitting with a woman who has the background that I have and who understands what it's like to want to approach this in a very sort of soft, technical, right brain way and get you through it, and then be there to support you and understand all the other things that are going to come up for you when you're putting your business together, including the virtual and personal work that you have to do. So we want you to move through the sales page and come down here and go ahead and add this item to your cart. And this is available in 2 payments. So if you want to pay it all at once, fantastic. If you pay it in 2 payments, you will pay a slightly higher price because of the processing issues that we have to deal with on our side. And then once you've made your purchase, you'll go right to download. And then one shopping cart notifies me of who signed up for the program, and then I will connect with you and welcome you and get you set up to start coaching the week of May 7th. And there will be a lot of information for you to look at and digest before then, but it's a fairly comfortable process, and you can always squeak at us if you need help. So I encourage you to take it on. And again, here is my email. You can reach me at coach@techtalkcoop.com. And you're going to want to go to our page here, and that is sales@techtalkcoop.com VIP coaching. So let me just see if I can pause for a moment so you can actually see that. Okay, you can see the URL. It's sales.tech-talk-co-op.com at VIP Tech program. Great deal for you. And remember, you're getting additional bonuses, including our Hootsuite report. And if you're coming in at the VIP level, you also get my little ebook on the JV and Affiliates Guide, which I think you'll enjoy as you begin to think about your process for scaling up your business. Okay, well, it has been fantastic to spend this time with you, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to touch base with us on the Facebook page. This is our Facebook page. It's Tech Talk Cafe. We're also on Pinterest and Twitter. Tech Talk Cafe is one of our Twitter handles. The other is Woohoo Women in Technology. So you can tweet us at that address. And I look forward to hearing from you. And thank you so much for sharing some of your time today. And I know you're going to really love being in our coaching programs. And I'm going to really look forward to working with you and love helping you grow your business. Okay, that's it. Bye.